Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 2015 Jaguar XFR-S. Now this was part of the first generation produced between 2007 and 2015 and was a replacement for the S-Type, which was not very good quite frankly. And yeah, this version of the car was introduced in 2012, ending when this generation ended in 2015. So yeah, this is basically a competitor for the likes of the BMW M5, as it's obviously a sports saloon with plenty of power and plenty of quite aggressive looks going for it. And even though I do like the basic looks of this car, I think the likes of the spoiler is a little bit over the top, but outside of that it's a pretty handsome car. And yeah, quite frankly, it probably does need that spoiler because it is only rear-wheel drive, and yet it has a huge amount of power from its quite big engine. So it's got 550 horsepower and 502 pounds-feet of torque from a 5-litre supercharged V8 engine. So yeah, hell of a lot of power in a saloon car like this, and especially for one that is only rear-wheel drive. But easily competes against the likes of Audi and BMW for power, and certainly is an improvement over those kind of cars in terms of looks and engine noise. So yeah, all aboard on it for that. And yeah, it's got plenty of space interior wise as well, as you can see. Plenty of room in the front, plenty of room in the back, and a pretty sizable boot as well. So yeah, no problems in terms of practicality with this car. And in terms of an improvement over the S-Type, not only is it a better looking vehicle, but it's a far better vehicle to drive as well. As yeah, it's not trying to, appeal to the a vision of what a British sports car should be like. It's more modern and more in keeping with the times, quite frankly. So, yeah, we're going to get out there and see what it can do. So let's get out onto the road. So yeah, while I talk about the acceleration times, just keep in mind that this is a rear-wheel drive car, and it does weigh at quite a heavy amount at 4,380 pounds. And yet despite that it can do 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds, 0 to 109.1 seconds, and going to a top speed of 200 miles an hour, which is mightily impressive. Granted, yes, it does have quite a lot of power, but 550 horsepower compared to some cars of today, like the Hellcat version of the Challenger or even the Charger, it's not quite as powerful as those kind of V8 supercharged cars, but nonetheless, despite the fact that it doesn't quite have as much power as them, it's still hugely powerful and really rather quick as well. And yeah, despite that weight as well, it does handle really rather well as well, because obviously it does have that rear spoiler to help keep the rear down. It's got a rear diffuser, it's got better brakes, better aerodynamics overall than the standard XFR, and yeah, it's a really good sports saloon. And to be honest, I do prefer it to the likes of a BMW M5 or an Audi RS car, or even a Mercedes AMG, just because it looks far better than those kind of German cars. And yeah, it's a bit more charismatic as well, because you got that Herculean size of a V8 up front that's supercharged, but it's got plenty of power to kick that rear end out, which makes it really rather fun. And yeah, that means it's not a very serious car, but it's a practical car nonetheless. It's something you can easily use every day, but at the same time you can have plenty of rear-wheel drive fun with it, and also set your hair on fire as well in terms of acceleration and handling when you want to be serious with it as well. So yeah, this is easily one of my favourite sports saloons out there, especially in terms of on this game. Yeah, obviously you can get it wrong when you hit some debris. But yeah, certainly prefer it to the likes of the M5s that we have on this game, and yeah, it's rather more fun than the likes of an Audi, because obviously they have all-wheel drive, and which you can have you can have sliding fun in an all-wheel drive Audi, but it never really feels like it wants to do it. It's a bit more serious and a bit more safe than this car will ever be, quite frankly. But to be honest, you don't need a safe car all the time to have fun, and you certainly don't need a safe car to have a quick car either. And yeah, this is mightily quick. It's pretty much supercar performance in a four-door saloon practical body, and yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that whatsoever. So yeah, really enjoy this car. I wish we had have more modern sports saloons from Jaguar, because obviously this was eventually replaced by the second generation, which is still around. And yeah, that is hardly a slow car either. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.